crazy to me. I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, like about music and influence and stuff, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm just thinking, like, if Tupac and Biggie was alive, if Pun was alive, if some of these Pimp C was alive, some of these dominant in the region area people that was just breaking out, outside of the Snoop Dogs, the Dre's, uh, all of the prolific um, artists there around the world, like even in the South, you know, the Deep South and stuff like that. And just take no credit away from who I'm not saying, but they included in there. But just to stay on topic, it's like if these people that was in those regions that was prolific and had great influence, had they still been alive, it might not be drill music. It might not the whole music scene wouldn't be this, might not be this way. Like it's like when to me when I think about it, it's like they wouldn't have been pushing that narrative. They wouldn't have been pushing that um you know kill you, smoke you, um they'd have been pushing the original gangster, you know, type of tag, not snitching, all types of, just the original foundations of, being a gangster, not just being silent, all the codes, like the knowledge, like of the numbers of knowledge and stuff like that from the Wu Tang and them and stuff like that. And like the like it went from being lyrical and really like saying powerful things to like just a melodic like type of sound, just melodic rhythmic patterns that just make you feel like you know a upbeat and it make you want to fight, and they're saying a certain message and putting certain stuff out there that's it's making money, it make you move. I mean, it make you feel something, but like the overall end goal at the end of the day is not that narrative that these artists is actually like some of them live by that, and then some of them just pretty much just play the role, which on the flip side to me it's like it's smart to like not pretend to be somebody you not, and it's also not smart to try to pretend to be somebody you not too, as far as a financial gain go. But it's just like the stuff you put out, like the quality, the sound, how you act, how you represent yourself, your energy, you know, all of that stuff just it goes all into the presentation to get you in the door. Like 50 Cent, for example. Like my man 50 was like pushing himself like that's one of my favorite guys, him. Shout out to M too, because I had said some stuff about M in the past about you know would you just hop in your car and just listen to M? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Going along with that tagline, but you would. I mean, maybe not. To make females asses shake, but if you want to think, maybe think about some. Put your mind in a different type of element, and with them lyrics, saying them type of lyrics and stuff, from Tupac and Biggie and some of these people, like it's like you say them, you just feel more empowered. The other, when you hear the other type of sound of music, you just feel empowered to like, one, take something out of or destroy some or like, like it's just portraying the the story of what they've been through or or gone through or what I'm saying, what they see someone else go through or whatever the case may be when you break it down. But it's just like, that's it, what I mean, with 50, what I mean, he broke himself in, what I mean. It's crazy to me how these artists and these Mongols and icons, the Kanyes, the Jay-Z's, they break themselves in. But if they break themselves, put their foot in the door and doors like no people ever been before. The Drakes, you know what I mean? The Waynes. Shout out to Wayne. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a lot of prolific people. Baby. You know what I'm saying? But let's not get caught up in, the names. It's just like they put their foot in the door. They push a certain brand and artist, and then it's like it go on, what I mean, until it die out. You know what I mean? That genre or style form die out into something else, what I mean, is born. But it's the more prolific, what I mean, legendary dudes too, that was the top dudes that was, dead, still alive. Some of these other artists might not never, what I mean, that style of music might not came about, the little Uzis and, the little Yachties, and their music is, bumping too. I like Lil Uzi. I like, Lil Yachty. I like, the I like dance music too, what I mean, upbeat music. But still like as far as the people that's like branched off of them and what I mean, that's it's just pushing a real negative image. And it's just like, damn, like we get it, but back to what I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like these icons in them, they get themselves, they push themselves, get in the door, and then that style like die out, and they have to push another brand, like another artist or another brand or somebody to keep the company, the, the flow flowing. You feel me? Or still be a part of it. You know what I mean? Maybe reinvent themselves. Do something like what I mean, within their powers that can still keep them active, relevant, what I mean, popping, what I mean, right there on your news feed and stuff like that. But it's just like after that's all like said and done, it's like the people ain't trying to hear. Like once that style is gone and stuff, they ain't trying to hear. Like what I mean, like they consider you OG, like outdated. Like what I mean. And it's like your style, what I'm saying, might not, to a young person might not, mean be relevant or whatever. But it's like, how 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 these people get to this certain level, went through these things and got through certain doors, and now it's like because y'all being positive and using other forms of avenues of staying relevant, and keeping up with everything. You know what I mean? Just like exercise. You know what I'm saying? Staying keeping your body fit. They keeping you know what I mean? They engines turning, and how that becomes like something that's used against them, or like like talked about by people who never made it on that level, and it's just like and then these people get attacked, and you sitting there looking at people attack them from angles, in comments. They don't make or break certain people, but at the end of the day, we human. You know what I'm saying? We ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect, but it's just like, damn, like staying active and relevant is so important, and so like you know your your gimmick or your what am I trying to say? Your niche, or however you go about uh pretty much getting a following, getting an audience. It's like you got to keep them happy. You got to keep the well, you know what I mean? Definitely got to keep the well uh watered and the machine running. And it's like, it's just constantly on to the next thing, on to the next show, on to the next show, and creating all these people and creating all of these characters just to be a part of the big show, like one big circus. And it's like, you know, you get a taste to live a certain lifestyle and get a taste to live a certain way and do certain things people in your family never experience, people never experience, with people, some people never get a chance to meet, like real bosses, top level people, like, the top of the top, cream of the cream. And it's like, damn, like, you can't say that, you can't really, you gotta watch what you say, watch what you do, watch the company you keep, and at all levels. But for you to like, for all of this to be where we at now, it's like just the aftermath of all the history like that we already been through, from the timeline, like from Malcolm X to Martin Luther King, all the way down, you know what I mean, from the 70s to the 80s, you know what I mean. So, you know what I'm saying, pretty much. From the we gonna say from the 50s and 40s, then, you know, all the way up to the 60s, to the 70s, to the 80s, to the 90s, to the 2000s, to 2023. Like, it's just been just mad different forms of, musical creation, and just like, in a way, like hip hop, like, down from the jazz scene, and smoking weed and all of that, you know what I mean, and them banding, people, and, you know, arresting certain prolific stars like Louis Armstrong, and, you know, um, banning people that actually, meshed with black folks and stuff like that. People that congregate, they didn't want us congregating in one big room, all the way up through history to get to this point. Now we got, you know, a lot of stars and descendants from people that's we all done been, our families all done been through these times pretty much together. So, we get to mesh, and we get to like really like get somewhere, and like put a certain energy out, put a certain quality out, and we like let the industry people run off with this stuff, and alongside with all the antics that come along with, just, all the wave behind certain music. Like, you notice, like, it's just always, a certain energy, a wave, like, it's, times change, like, it's like watching a life movie where, what I mean, Martin Lawrence got, what I mean, old, and then he actually seen himself old, and it was like, working for the pretty much the mayor dude, what I mean, cutting grass for him, what I mean, living like a senior life, outside of living inside of a prison, but still, what I mean, in prison, what I'm saying, pretty much. I mean, still, but still, it's just like, it's just like, dang, like, how do, how it's crazy how stuff just go in so many other directions once certain influences is taken out of the pictures, and certain new people that's not schooled, what I mean, that's just pretty much kicking down their own doors and trying to get in there. I don't knock none of that stuff, because I know, it's hard. And, some people gonna do anything to say anything, do anything to make it, what I mean? Don't matter how many times they go to jail, what I mean, and or whatever they gotta do to build up. You know what I mean? They pretty much, just on what they want on their resume, pretty much. You know what I mean? Make their story and all the stuff that's behind what they went through, seem like, the truth. Or, but it's just like it's too many individuals out here, and it's too much of the wrong stuff being pushed, and not enough, you know, like love pushed through. Like there ain't no genre of music like to where people trying to hear that's being pushed to where people hearing people going through regular stuff that's not trapping or that's coming up that's not, what I mean, taking it certain hard chances to get through, and that them stories, just being is just as impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like Palm de Sweaty type stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean, outside of the J. Cole's, they consider some of these, what I mean, conscious rap, whatever. I get that. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, man, I guess certain things is all about making money and filling seats and pretty much watching it you live a certain way while the others around you just be fans and just like fascinated by being a part of your story or just being a supporter or even a hater. It's like, dang, it's more to us humans. It's got to be more than us humans than that. Like, every time I see my brothers up or anybody out like that, I came up liking, like, I'm always like in support. You know what I mean? If, what I mean, we all family in the eyes of God, under God, like, then that means, like, in some kind of way, like, brothers in them fight in some kind of way. You might have fought what, what I mean, not trying to hear something or listen or like being able to do stuff or being taken advantage of in some kind of way, whatever the case may be. But it's just like, it's gotta be more to us than, you know, than what they showing us we are. And, just us just providing for our families. And when we step outside, it's just like, you, man, I gotta defend and protect what I am. It's no, like, no, what I mean, real like respect or like a way to like bridge certain areas or like make money together or profit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Where certain everybody not freaking feeling like, failures, and they gotta take the same chances and go the same route as some of these folks that's, done had to kick through and get through the doors they got through and went through the trials and tribulations and all of the traumatic scenes and all of the stuff, people don't know, and all the stuff that's just on your brain at all times, and all the stuff that you done went past and then got through and been able to, what I mean, heal with. It's just like, it's gotta be a way to for us to better connect and like take a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is not for jokes. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that. I always think, I still think a lot of stuff funny. It's a flip side because it's always a dark side to stuff, right? But at the end of the day, like, we not we all born under the sun, under that warm. We all love the sunlight, and when it's sunny, and them good days and them good times and them good memories, and we love doing that in the sun together, and we all share that. All we do is just rotate it. You know what I mean? All is just rotated every day. Never the sun never leaves. You know what I mean? It's just revolve around the shade. And some people love to stay in the shade because they too scared to come. You know what I mean? Out. And they it's like, just watching a whole era like of brothers and sisters being puppets, like literally, to like so many institutions still, like on so many levels. And it's like, I get it, you gotta work with the powers that be and deal with things, but it's like it's like man, if you it's like they got stuff so in motion and so organized and so ahead of us financially with, with all of these things, and it's still a way for us all to, you know what I mean, bridge certain gaps or like make certain things right, but we can't be around soulless people, like the soulless, these people that just do the absolute opposite of what's right. What's, you know what I mean? Like I understand making mistakes is a mistake, but you know what I'm saying? Like really like being soulless, having heart malice and meekness and evilness and bitterness and holding all of that dark shit in your heart forever is gonna block, you know, your light, the shade. It's gonna put you in the shade. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could be protected in that area, but still, it's like, how do we break out of our shades? Like, for real. Like, and really, like, push together to where y'all feel as I feel. Like, I feel like I got a lot of brothers and sisters and family and stuff all over places, all over the world that I don't know. And, you know, uh, I don't mean that, you know what I mean? Like, when you see another chick, you know what I mean? And another, please, let's not be immature about what I'm saying. Don't twist my words. Don't twist my perception and my focus and make it what it you think I'm trying to what you just hear me out. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta think for ourselves, run it back, think about what I'm seeing, and just understand that all of these different variations that we all grown through, you know what I mean, all our families done grown through from the 50s, you know what I mean, on up, because that's our pretty much our generation. uh you know, that's pretty much you can account for or can backtrack, or you know what I mean, cause you know what I mean, you actually had experience in seeing and knowing some of these people. You know what I mean, a lot of these folks, including myself, don't know our own family histories, and you know what I mean, and how to, you know, work together and have same common interests and agree to disagree and take jokes and really like understand sacrifice and understand, you know, the systems that's against us together. Like we can't get nowhere doing this, you know, ignorant stuff, you know, that's just not it's just productive against what we trying to do. Like you gotta move. You gotta go over there. You know what I'm saying? And get with like minded people that's, you know, trying to be in the same room with you that appreciate and love you. You know what I mean? Support you. And not backstabbers, motherfuckers who just come, you know, like come to infiltrate you and just be around just to, you know what I mean, find a optimistic opportunity that's beneficial only for their cause or whatever. Like stuff don't gotta just end with the Biggies, the Malcolms, all the slain people, the Nipseys, all of the prolific, proficient people that just was just mystical and just treasures to us, right? Our moms, our grandmas, our cousins, our kids, you know, um, animals, uh, things that we believe, our spirits, you know, the things that you hear, the things that you say and see. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to just, you know, just vent real fast and just say it's just crazy just to see the aftermath of certain things sometimes. And I'm just sitting here watching one of my shows, you know, shout out to My Hero Academia, and just, you know, just think about yourself sometimes through some of these things and things that you watch and stuff like that. Like this is anime. If y'all don't know what it is, anime shows like Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I love them. Don't knock my stuff. Yes, I'm grown. Yes, you know what I mean. That don't matter. Okay, but still, it's just like, you know what I mean. Watching them. certain people and think about the people that support you, that really love you, that surround you. No, we're around too much negativity every damn day. Like born into that shit. Like you babies be pure, just wanting to get up, whining, mama, get your ass up. And, you know what I'm saying? Not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that babies ain't ignorant. I'm not ignorant, but annoying. Or it's like, I'm just saying, like, toddlers and kids and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's not all, it's not our faults, some of the stuff we born into. You know what I'm saying? The good thing is that we born, we can endure and carry on. You know what I mean? No matter what it pretty much is. Like, you get stabbed, the wound can heal, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that going on in the back, but still, it's just like, man, we gotta love who love us. We gotta love ourselves first. Gotta dig in and really appreciate who we really is and what we really bring. And shout out to all the eras that I'm skipping out on, like the R&B eras, the Smokey Robinsons, uh the what's my boy Ray, what's the name? Ray, the one that Jamie Foxx played. The Rays, all of the all of the people, the real black folks that all of them producers and stuff, down like to them iconic moguls and the what we gonna say, the Russell Simmons, and forget all of the stuff. We're not gonna include all the stuff everybody go through, they taglines. But when people is really like making these Def Jam companies and you know and creating these opportunities for us people, you know what I'm saying, to like really like showcase certain things or like get off steam, pretty much, like chase our dreams or make our dreams a reality. You know what I mean? A lot of us, get in that dark place and just stop believing. The Spike Lees, all the directors, the you know what I mean, the John Singleton, a lot of these actors, the Samuel Jackson, down to Morgan Freeman, Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby, like all of them people, Richard Pryor, like all of these folks, like man, can you imagine if some of these folks, I mean, like Ray Sanford was still alive, you know, fucking, it's a lot of dudes, the Bill Dukes, it's a lot of, a lot of great people, like even the actors, like just like you can't speak on everything, but it's like you got to really learn who to like. We all need to learn better to do better, but who do you learn from it, and how do you learn it? And when you learn it, I mean, how do you learn and take it in and give it back to those who need, really need it and could really use it and could recycle it, pretty much. I'm saying, but yeah, man, I'm out this thing, man. I'm just, thinking to myself here, and I'm just in my world right now, and I always got a lot to say, but it's like, how do you say it without just offending people or getting offended or whatever the case may be? Not ass kissing, but excuse my language, not no bending over so much for people, but lifting people, letting stuff roll off your back, not taking stuff so personal, not focusing on just these focal points you focused on, like certain things. When you go through certain traumatic things, certain connectors in your brain is cut off from certain things, like you just become numb, and like you move accordingly is how they say, but according to energy, according to benefits, according to love according to, where you put yourself, certain areas, like who you put yourself around. Like, man, so much things that you don't think of as a young man, and like nobody sits, like if you don't get to sit down or whatever, life end up teaching you along the way, of course, but just be very productive to, get on board quick, let your attitude and anger and all of them things that they say is sins and all of these humanly things that you connect to, and or signals that's being put on you or whatever. So much factors and stuff and variation. That's why they got so much fucking business here, man. All these businesses, is that shit. I feel like Dave Chappelle when he walked into the internet room. There's a full blank room on the internet, and you just got just columns and mad shops and areas of just tons of fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just tons of stuff like that could just keep you just entertained, just washed up in this. Meanwhile, there's real stuff going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? War in Ukraine and China, threats, and Mexicans doing stuff to black folks and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Going down just to take a vacation. Like, rest in peace to y'all. And rest in peace to all the tragic things that's been going on in these last few years. I didn't get a chance to speak on because it's like we all going through our own stuff and our own wars, mentally, in reality, and economically. And it's like, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, is it easy being poor? Is it easy to be poor, lower class? How is it harder to be in the spotlight, in the center, and you know what I mean? But hey, man, I'm just trying to give y'all something to think about, and just touching on a few things that I such a mental drain, and at the same time, it's just like you gotta smile. You gotta smile through this stuff because you can't make this up. It's all out there for us. You just, it's like a rope. Just don't hang yourself. And, you can't save everybody. And God, you know what I mean? Put God first. Put yourself, you know, in good positions. And, you know what I mean? Eliminate yourself from feeling like you gotta just be the center of attention, or be somebody you're not. You can't be original, you can't be yourself, or you just feel goofy and awkward. You gotta fall in line with what everybody wearing, or being picked on. It's gone, it's being picked on as young could really like mess with you early and stick with you forever if you let it. If you got people around you, you know what I mean? We used to have the DARE program, no bullying and stuff like that. So you know what I mean. We a lot of us don't like the unnecessary drama, but some people just live for it, and it's entertaining. It's just that's demon time, I guess. But you know when you sit down somewhere for a long time, like a jail or meditation, or just out of out of the way, get a chance to isolate yourself a little bit. It's like you get to learn who you are, what your strengths is, and how you need to pay attention. Like no matter what uh, diagnosis that they may say, like you gotta have this I can do it, relentlessness, and this never back down. Like no matter the fight, and now we all gonna live and we all gonna die one day. And you bleed just like I bleed. You know what I'm saying? Respect is respect. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, we all need love. We all need respect. You don't gotta all agree. We all need to be able to laugh at ourselves just as well as we learn to laugh at people. We all need to learn from the people that's, you know, in front of us, and care for our young, and really like lock in with the situations that we create, like our families, our, you know, direction. Like, don't even get involved in a certain fashion with certain things, like becoming a father, or like, because it's man, that job is one of the toughest, coolest, excitingest jobs you can have. Just like being in the NBA or NFL, I believe. You know what I'm saying? And some of us just don't make as much money as them. We love to, but you gotta learn how to. You know what I'm saying? Just learning how to get through them doors, and then like helping people, like, while still having the same interest, like helping yourself, not overly helping yourself. Like, don't call me brother if you ain't gonna call me to help me. You know what I mean? In in some kind of way, if I'm reaching out to you, you know, for your help. Don't just call me when you need something, or just, you know, just be looking for handouts. You know what I'm saying? That's not how brothers. That's not, you know, that's not a good situation. That's like extortion. You feel me? And it's a lot of forms of extortion out here. And just gotta man up, strengthen up. But you can't beat everybody, but still, it's like, you know, listen, man. It's an infectious infestation of things that's just created. It's like I said, we wasn't born into, a lot of us wasn't born with silver spoons in our mouths, and, you know, we had to work for our stuff and then try to keep straight. You know what I'm saying? Not try to, you know what I mean, live a certain lifestyle and then end up getting X'd out, or live a certain lifestyle putting ourselves in harm's way, or living a certain lifestyle thinking that we just untouchable, and, you know, they just giving us the rope. So yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot, but it still comes down to some of the same core things I was just saying. It's just, you know, having your dad around, having certain influences around, learning, being aware, uh, appreciating the things that you got, not being soulless, um, not repeating the same mistakes that's keeping you from improvement, trusting your faith in your light, and maybe a higher power. I don't know what form of higher power you might call it. Some of them call it, you know, a lot of things. Some, you know, Jesus, Yahweh, Elohim, Yahshua, um, Buddha, um, all types of them. I don't want to take away from what I'm trying to say. I don't know what language you speak, but whoever you refer to as God, righteous one, truth, then that's who I'm talking about. You know, the one that more concerned about the good and not holding your hand through everything, and like loving you and letting you learn and letting you fail, and when you fall, letting you pick yourself up, but at the same time, dare to keep you protected with love, a shelter, um, you know, food on your back, clothes, food in your stomach, clothes on your back, a roof over your head. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same 24 hours. So I'm gonna let it go from there.